Use the factor theorem to factorize f of x is equal to x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8, and hence solve the equation x cubed minus 5x plus 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. So what we do is we let f of x equal to x cubed minus 5x plus 2x plus 8. Now if you remember, if we can find a value of x that we can substitute in here, that gives me a answer of 0, then x minus that number is a factor of that polynomial. That's what we did in the remainder theorem. Now, clues are here that we got 8. So you can, first of all, start with numbers like 1 minus 1, because they go into 8, 2 and minus 2, 4 and minus 4, and 8 and minus 8. So if we try f of 1 first, so put f of 1, so we've got 1 cubed plus 5 times 1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 8. That gives me 1 minus 5 plus 2 plus 8, which gives me 6. That will mean that x minus 1, x minus the number there, is not a factor. Let's try f of minus 1. So that's minus 1 cubed minus 5 times minus 1 squared plus 2 times minus 1 plus 8. You have to be careful because it's minus 1. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1. Minus 1 squared is 1. 1 times minus 5 is 5. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, and we got 8. And if we do minus 1 minus 5 minus 2 plus 8, we get 0. That means that x minus minus 1, which is x plus 1, is a factor of this. So, having established that fact, for a polynomial f of x, if f of a is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of f of x, and this is known as the factor theorem. Okay, so it's related very closely to the remainder theorem, so we can find a value such that this is equal to 0, then for that particular value, if f of a is equal to 0, then x minus that number is a factor of f of x. That's how it works. So, now you can find the remaining factors by polynomial division. So, x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8, x minus minus 1, which is x plus 1. So we'll see how many times that goes in. So we do x cubed divided by x, which gives me x squared. Again, remembering to put things in the right place. X squared times x gives me x cubed. X squared times 1 gives me plus x squared. We'd now do a subtraction. Minus 5 minus 1 gives me minus 6x squared. These two cancel out. Bring down the 2x. So now we do minus 6x squared divided by x, which gives me minus 6x. Minus 6x times x gives me minus 6x squared. Minus 6 times 1 gives me minus 6x. 2 minus minus 6 gives me 8. Bring down the 8. 8x divided by x gives me 8. 8 times x gives me 8x. 8 times 1 gives me 8. Do the stretch, we've got nothing left. That's what we expected, because we knew that this wasn't a factor of that by doing the first part of this question. Now we can now factorize the remaining quadratic. X squared minus 6x plus 8, so x and an x minus 2, x minus 4. You should be able to factorize a quadratic by now. Therefore, for the cubic, fully factorized is going to be x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8, x plus 1 times x minus 2, x minus 4. So we've fully factorized it. Right, to solve the equation x cubed minus 5x plus 2x plus 8 is equal to 0, if we use the factorized version, that's x plus 1, x minus 2, x minus 4 is equal to 0. So either x plus 1 is equal to 0, so for this to be equal to 0, either that's equal to 0, that's equal to 0, or that's equal to 0, or they're all equal to 0, or two of them are equal to 0. So x minus x is equal to minus 1, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2, or x minus 4 is equal to 0 because x is equal to 4. So we've got the solutions are x minus 1, x minus 2, x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 2, or x is equal to 4. So what are we doing when we solve this? Well, here I've got a GeoGebra applet, which I'll embed into the notes of the video. So the term x cubed is a, so it was 1. B was minus 5. C is plus 2. And D was 8. Okay, and then if you can see, we get x is minus 1, x is 2, and x is 4, is where the cubic cuts the x-axis, and that's what you're doing when you are solving a cubic equation. You're finding the roots where it cuts the x-axis. Okay, and this applet I'll leave in the GeoGebra applet in the notes of the video, so you can try them for yourself. Okay, so there is a video to show you how to use the factor theorem. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.